Let us understand solution of radical equations and finding extraneous roots. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we have taken 6 questions based on radical equations. Many of them have extraneous roots, and therefore we are going to check each and every solution to figure out whether do we have extraneous roots. Great. Well, in case you want to learn from me directly, send an email to globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Our students are right there on the top as they have mastered these strategies to solve problems. Join our classes and excel. Okay, so we have 9 examples. Before getting into the solution, let's understand few concepts and then we'll begin with their solutions. So, you see, we have square root of x as the parent function. So, here we know one thing, that the value is always greater than or equal to 0. Another thing is that x has to be always non negative, right? So, it is also always greater than equal to 0. And if you are sketching the graph of square root of x, then the graph of this function will be kind of like this, right? So keep that in mind while working with radical equations, right? So you can see there's great possibility of getting a value of x which may not be the right solution. So let's begin with the set of first 3 questions, which are straightforward, just because I want to really touch base on the concept itself. Very first question for you is square root of 2x is equal to 4. Our strategy is going to be get rid of radical. Get rid of radical, how can you do that? Well, by squaring both sides. So if you square both sides, then what do you get? So we get 2x equals to 4 square, right? 4 square, is 16. So we can write this as 2x equals to 16. And we get our solution x equals to 16 over 2, which is 8. So you can always check this answer, right? Substituting 8 back into the equation, what do we get? We get square root of 2 times 8, which is square root of 16, and which is equal to 4. And it is equal to right hand side. So that is the perfect solution. Now, let's take up the next question. Question number 2. Square root of x plus 9 equals to 0. Let's rewrite the question first. We have square root of x plus 9 equals to 0. If I take 9 to the other side, it becomes negative 9. Since we know that square root of x is always positive, right? So therefore, we have no solution in this case, right? Remember, we are working in the domain of real numbers. So we know x belongs to the set of real numbers. This is important, right? In complex numbers, we will have a solution for this. Great. Let's take up the third question now. We have square root, half of square root, let's change the half of square root of x minus 1 equals to 0. So keep the radicals on one side and everything else on the other. So square root half of square root x equals to 1. And now we can actually square both sides, or we can take 2 on the other side and then square. Well, if I square both sides, I get 1 over 4x equals to 1 and x equals to 4, correct? You can check that if I write x as equal to 4 in this radical sign, what do I get? I get half of, so we are checking here, right? Half of square root of 4, which is half of 2, right? which is indeed equal to 1. So it works, right? So that is how we can do these three simple questions. Now let's look into further strategies. This time we have a linear part within a radical sign. Square root of 1 plus 3x equals to 7. Now, radicals on one side, numbers on the other, square both sides. If you square both sides, we get 1 plus 3x equals to 7 squared, which is 49. Now, 3x equals to 49 minus 1, right? So we have 3x equals to 48. Dividing by 3, we get our solution. So we have x equals to 1, 6, 16. Now let us check if 16 really works, right? So if I substitute 16, I get 1 plus 3 times 16 in the radical sign, which is equal to 1 plus 48, which is square root of 49, and indeed it is 7. So we see that the left hand side is equals to the right hand side, right? So that is all the steps required when you are going to check a root, or root is the solution of the equation, correct? So I hope this concept is absolutely clear. Well, if you like and subscribe to my videos, that would be great. And if you want to study from me directly, feel free to send an email on globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Now let's take up question number 5. Question number 5 is very similar to question number 4, right? Let's rewrite the equation, which is square root of x plus 2 plus x equals to 4. Now, step number 1 should be keep only radicals on the left. So we have square root of x plus 2. We have to take this x to the other side to get 4 minus x. Once you get to this position, square both sides. So squaring gives you x plus 2, and here we get 4 minus x whole square. Perfect. So let's move forward with this. X plus 2 on the left side, on the right side, 4 minus x whole square expanded. We get 4 square, which is 16, minus 2 times 4, 8x, right? Plus x square. Now bring all the terms to one side. I always prefer to keep x squared positive, so I'm going to take everything to the right hand side and rewrite them with powers highest first. So x squared minus 8x minus x plus 16 minus 2. That gives me 0 equals to x squared minus 9x, and that is 14, right? Your factoring skills should be very good. Now, we need a product of 14 sum of minus 9. So indeed, 7 and 2, both negative, work, right? So x minus 7 and x minus 2 is part of solution. So we may write the solution as x equals to 7 and x equals to 2. However, we have to check whether it is right or not, right? So let us now check. So if I substitute 7, what really happens? So if I substitute 7, I get square root of 7 plus 2, right? Plus 7. And that is 7 plus 2 is 9. So we get 3 plus 7, right? We are putting x as 7 in this equation, right? So 7 plus 2 is 9, square root of 9 is 3, and 3 plus 7 is equal to 10, and it is not equal to 4. So clearly, this is an extraneous root, right? Now, let us check x equals to 2. So in that case, let me put it here. So we get square root of 2 plus 2, right? Plus 2, and that is square root of 4 plus 2, right? And that is indeed equals to 2 plus 2 equals to 4, and it works. So we have a solution, right? Which is x equals to only 2, right? An extraneous root is x equals to 7, right? So that is not a part of solution, correct? So the only solution is x equals to 2. You see that? So we got our extraneous root. Now let's move forward. Question number 6. Now let us take the solution for this particular question. So it is square root of 2x squared minus 7. We'll take minus 4 to the right hand side and we can write this as 1 plus 4, right? So we get square root of 2x squared minus 7 equals to 5. We can now square both the sides. We get 2x squared minus 7 equals to 5 squared, which is 25. Take 7 on the other side, so we get 2x squared equals to 25 plus 7. Right? So that gives us 2x squared equals to 32, right? 25 plus 7. And x squared will therefore be 32 divided by 2, or we can write x squared equals to 16. So that gives us x equals to square root of 16. Remember one thing, whenever you do square root, always use both plus and minus. So we get two possible solutions. One is plus 4, the other one is minus 4. Right? So we have two solutions in this particular case. Let us check if they are right or not. Right? So if I substitute on the left hand side, which is 2x squared, means I could use plus or minus 4. When I square it, it becomes positive 16, right? Minus 7, and then we have to do minus 4. So that gives me square root of 16 times 2, 32 minus 7, right? Minus 4. And 32 minus this is 25 minus 4, which is 5 minus 4, and that gives me 1, which is equal to the right hand side. So we see that both are the right solutions, and therefore for this equation our solution will be x is equal to plus or minus 4. Is that clear to you? Correct. So that is going to be the solution for question number 6. Now let's take question number 7. So once again, we'll take 1 to the right hand side, rewrite the expression, which is square root of 8 minus x equals to 2x minus 1. Squaring both sides, we get 8 minus x equals to 2x minus 1 whole square, which is 8 minus x equals to square of 2x, 4x squared, minus 4x plus 1, right? Applying a minus b whole square formula. Now bringing all the terms together, we get 4x squared minus 4x. Taking this x becomes plus x. And we have plus 1 minus 8, right? Okay, great. So we can rewrite this equation as 4x squared minus 3x. And then we have minus 7 equals to 0. So we need sum and product. We are looking for product of two numbers p and q as minus 28, and the sum of two numbers we are looking as minus 3. So what could be these numbers? So 28 we want the product and sum as minus 3. So we can actually, 7 times 4 is 28, 14 times 2, or we can even say so 7 and 4 works for us, right? So we'll split this into 7 and 4. We can rewrite this as 4x squared minus 7x, right, plus 3x plus 4x. So that will give me minus 3, and then we have minus 7 equals to 0. We can now factor out x, and we get 4x minus 7, and here we already have 4x minus 7 equals to 0. So 4x minus 7 is a common factor, x plus 1 is the other factor. So that gives us two different solutions, right? Let me write the solutions here. One is x equal to 7 over 4. The other one is x equals to minus 1. Now we need to check whether do we have any extraneous root, right? Now, let's substitute the value in the radical sign and then see. So if I substitute minus 1 here, then what do I get? So substituting minus 1 in this equation gives me 8 minus of minus 1 will make me plus 1, right? Plus 1 equals to 2 times minus 1, correct? Now that is 3 plus 1, and here we have minus 2, right? So definitely it doesn't work, right? So it is extraneous. So minus work does not work for us. I'm going to cancel this away. Even otherwise, you will see if I put minus 1, then 2 times minus 1 will be negative. And taking one more negative. So within the radical, I cannot have a radical output as positive, negative, right? So that doesn't work. Now let's put 7 by 4 and then check our answer. So square root of 8 minus 7 by 4 plus 1, is it equal to 2 times 7 by 4? This is what we want to check, right? So 4 times 8 is 32 minus 7, right? And we can write this over 2 because that is plus 1. 32 minus this is 5, so we get 5 over 2 plus 1. 5 over 2 plus 1 is actually 7 by 2, right? So we see it is equal to the right hand side, which is also 7 by 2, correct? And therefore, this value works for us, correct? So we see that the solution for this is x equal to 7 by 4. Is that clear to you? Because 7 by 4 makes both left side and right side equal. Is that clear? And x equals to minus 1 is an extraneous root. So I hope that is absolutely clear. Perfect. Now let's take the next question, which is question number 8. So these are slightly difficult questions. I'd like you to pause the video, try them out. Right? Now here we have a very similar question. Let's rewrite this. We have square root of 5x minus 1. Taking 3 to the other side, we get x minus 3. Square both sides. 5x minus 1 equals to x minus 3 whole square. That gives us 5x minus 1 equals to x squared minus 6x plus 9, right? Taking all the terms to the right hand side, we get x squared minus 6x minus 5x plus 9 plus 1. 0 equals to x squared minus 11x plus 10. And that is an easy factoring, correct? So whenever coefficient of x is 1, it's easy to factor, correct? So we get x squared minus 11x plus 10. So 10 times work, 10 times 1, right? So we could write directly here x minus 10 times x minus 1 equals to 0. That gives us x equals to 10 and x equals to 1 as two solutions. We need to now check. So if I substitute x equals to 10 here, what do I get? Within the square root, I get 50 minus 1 plus 3, right? And that is equal to square root of 49 plus 3, and that is 7 plus 3, and that is equal to 10. On the right hand side, we have x, which is 10, and we know 10 is equal to 10, so that works. Now let's try to put 1 there, right? So if I substitute 1, I get square root of 5 minus 1 plus 3, right? Which is square root of 4 plus 3, which is 2 plus 3 of 5, right? On the right hand side, we say it is equal to 1, but it is not equal, right? So it is not equal to 1, so that is extraneous. So therefore, we have a solution in this case, and the solution is x equals to 10. Perfect. So that is the only solution for this particular equation, right? Not the other one. Is that clear to you? So I hope with this you've learned a lot, right? No problems? Feel free to send an email to globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. You can be on your success path with our guidance. Here is the very last question. I like you to take this as your test problem, right? So solve it as a test question and then we'll post the solution of this in our next video and you can check the solution with our solution. I hope that works, right? So, in this particular video, out of the 9 questions, we have solved 8 and purposely left the last one for you to solve. I hope it makes sense. Feel free to write a comment, share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, it'd be great. You can also support our channel, which is absolutely free. We have been working for last 15 years, uploading new videos almost daily, and they make a lot of sense for many students. Thank you and all the best.